Sania Mirza in her 20s was very brash. Because when you're 22, the image is that she's trying to be over smart. But at 30th, they're like, oh, she's giving us a lot of gyan. You always have to look spick and span because bhai kahin paps aa jayenge. Like, I don't care so much. I still like go out in pajamas. It speaks to me like he's a teenager sometimes, you know, the way he's talking to me. I mean, there's negotiations happening like for everything under the sun. Even before he was born, I was being asked like, is he going to play cricket or tennis? You know, so like, which is ridiculous. And he asked me, how does everybody know your name is Sania Mirza and they come and ask you for a picture? So he asked me that, you know, as a 4-year-old, because he was not able to understand. And they do the same with him with his father also. So I don't let him come in, you know, random pictures with strangers. So I came and I said, why did you talk to a stranger? He must have been 4.5, 5. I said, why did you talk to a stranger? He said, yeah, but you take photos all the time. He's good at football. But I don't tell him this on his face, you're good. I just say, oh, you're okay. I just play it down.
Hello everyone, welcome to News 18. I am Titash Chaudhary in conversation with Sania Mirza. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Thank you for speaking to us. It's a huge honor. Sania, we're going to be talking about your latest podcast, IVM's Serving It Up with Sania. How did it really come about? I have to ask you.
Well, a few different ways. It was, I think we both clicked at the same time with our ideas and our brains. And, you know, IVM also trusted the fact that it was the first time I was wanting to do something so different. And I'm super grateful for that. For me, having a podcast was just an extension of my couch conversation with my friends, to be very honest. I didn't want it to be stiff. I didn't want it to be, you know, like, oh my God, like, let me try to get the biggest secrets out of your life. No, I just want to have a conversation because there's sides of people that I see that are off camera, which I feel like deserve to be shown on camera as well. And people deserve to know certain things. So I was like, you know what, let's try and do this. Let's try to make actually a show out of this.
Yeah.
And hopefully we've succeeded with something super fun.
Yeah.
We've added an element of a sport in it, obviously, to try to have extension of myself.
Right.
Which I think is very important because I feel that I mean, in this case, we have pickleball, and pickleball is a game that everybody loves to play. It's you know, it's the sport of the season, sort of.
Very much in vogue.
Yeah, very much in vogue. So yeah, so we just try to make it different. Like everything in life that I try to do a little differently. So that's what we try to do.
But were you like tossing around with the idea of coming up with a podcast for a few years?
Not a few years, but for a few months for sure. It was something that, and also it was about finding the time. The right people, you know, a lot of things have to fall into place when you want to, because I'm of the thought process that no matter what I do in life, I want to try to give my best.
Sure.
You know, like my 100. Like I don't want to do anything that is a half and be ke acha ab kar lete hain, even if it's not great. So I wanted it to be perfect in terms of my vision. So we were toying with the idea for, let's say, 6-8 months.
Right.
And then IVM happened, and then everything kind of fell, you know,
into place beautifully.
Yeah.
So what we can expect is that a lot of unfiltered conversation.
You can say that. You can say unfiltered, but more like a fun conversation. Also, there is a lot of stuff about their lives, about my life. I mean, it's not really a format of like constantly just asking questions and somebody answering. You know, there's a lot of relatable stories, and there's a couple of times that the guests ask questions. Like, you know, it's just a very relaxed and chill space.
Right. Like conversations just flowing in between two friends.
Yeah,
like
it's
you
like,
said.
that's I said, like an extension of my couch.
Fantastic. That's great. But tell me, I mean, we do not know who are the guests going to be yet, but can you shed some light on what are you really going to bring to the table in terms of what are the themes, the topics that you plan on exploring?
No, we are talking about everything, to be very honest. But I think that what we've tried to do with our guests is we're trying to find people from different genres to just try to keep it like where even they've had different stories, different success stories, failures, whatever. They still have so many similarities in their journeys. You know, there's so much relatability, and no matter which field you come from, you know,
Right.
there's struggles in every field. So we're trying to bring a good mix of people where we can, you know, really show everybody that we're just regular people.
Yeah.
Normal,
True,
regular
true.
people, even though they're high achieving individuals and have very high flying lives, which it looks like. But there's also normal people behind those people that are, you know, on the red carpets and always posing for the paps. There's also normal, regular people who've gone through the regular life.
Absolutely.
Gone through regular life in period. Now, struggles, good, bad, everything is part
Yeah.
of life anyway.
Absolutely. No, but tell me something hypothetically. If you were doing this podcast and you had Asania Mirza in her 20s sitting in front of you, what would the conversation be like? What's that one advice perhaps that you would want to give her?
Sania Mirza in her 20s was very brash. So Sania Mirza in her 20s, well, I shouldn't say brash, I think was almost too honest.
Yeah.
So I would like to give her, just tone it down a little bit, because I don't think at that point, so when I was in my 20s, it was, let's say 15 years ago or, you know, 13 years ago, 12, 13 years ago. And I don't know if everybody was really prepared for that kind of honesty all the time. So I would just tell her
But
to like...
listen, it was very refreshing.
that's what I've been told.
Yeah.
And I try to stick to being honest. I mean, I'm joking now, but I do try to stick to being the same way.
Right.
It's just that when you're 38, people take you a lot more seriously than when you're 22.
Yeah,
because when you're
that's true.
22, the image is, she's trying to be over smart. But at 38, they're like, oh, she's giving us a lot of gyan. It's from experience. So it's a very different way. It's a point of view of people that has changed. I have not changed. I have remained the same.
That's good. But are you saying that, you know, every time the camera is on, you tend to sort of tone down yourself a little bit now?
Well, I mean, I'm not going to throw in F-bombs here and there, right?
Sure.
So 100%.
100%.
I think that definitely there's a certain... I think that I am very much an ambassador for trying to say that you have to be as authentic as possible. And I've always said that, even when I was 18, and I'm going to say
Right.
it even when I'm 38. But it's a lot easier. I mean, it's a lot harder to do it, you know, and it's... do I change when I'm in front of the camera? Don't we all? I mean, I think that even when you're asking me a question, you're going to change a little bit than when the camera is off. No? That's just the way life works.
Right.
But will I try to be as authentic in the answers I'm trying to give you? 100%. I'll try to be. But I'm not going to be exactly how I am when I'm in my room or in my house. I mean, I just can't be that, no?
Right.
But the bigger opinions that I have about stuff, about life is going to remain. That's going to be authentic.
True. So, you know, I'm definitely looking forward to the episodes. That's a given. I'm sure we're going to see a lot of your friends, you know, including those from the film industry, featuring, you know, in those episodes. Sania, tell me something. You know, so much has changed today, you know, from the time that you had started out. This is the digital era. You know, things were, I would like to believe, a little, the scrutiny was slightly lesser back
Much
then.
less.
Yeah, but today, you know, and you're a mother yourself. You know, do you think parenting in general has gotten more challenging today in the digital era?
Yeah, I think so. I think that, you know, at that time, it was a different set of challenges. It was different. Like, I mean, I think every generation comes with its own set of challenges, right? But at that time, we didn't know that we'll be in an era where every move of ours can be photographed every time you step out. That you always have to look spick and span because bhai kahin paps aa jayenge. Like, I don't care so much. I still like go out in pajamas, but I'm just saying in general,
Yes.
you have to look a certain way, na? Like you
Right.
can't just look like a bhangi and go out. Like you can be normal, normal looking. You have to be. So I think that parenting has become harder because there's just so much exposure. And even though my child is still quite young and he's just about to turn 7 actually, I can see a stark difference. So me and my sister are 8 years apart. So I remember her when she was 7, you know, so because I was already 14, 15 by then. So it's almost a generation, 7, 8 years. And I know kids were different then. I can tell the difference. Like from that to how my son speaks now. My son like speaks to me like he's a teenager sometimes, you know, the way he's talking to me. I mean, there's negotiations happening like for everything under the sun.
Right.
You know, and I'm just like, who has taught you to negotiate like this? You know, like, and I speak to other parents in school and stuff, and they're all saying the same thing. So it's not like he's like an anomaly or something. Ke, oh, I thought ke, bhai, yehi hoga shayad, but everybody is doing that. So, and I think it's very important to protect them, right? Because it's I mean, internet can be a dark place, and social media can be extremely judgmental and extremely mean.
Yes.
Sometimes.
Yes.
More times than, you know, than we would like, I guess. And as adults as well, sometimes we can struggle with it. So you can only imagine what kind of effect it can have on children who are exposed to it. And obviously, Izhan comes into a family of high achievers, comes into a family of public eyes on him. Even before he was born, I was being asked, like, is he going to play cricket or tennis? You know, so like, which is ridiculous, like if you ask me. But I'm saying I understand where it's coming from. I know the intention is not bad, but it's just ridiculous that he's not even on earth yet and you're asking what is he going to do when he's going to be 20. Like, how ridiculous does it sound? So he comes from that family, and that's the journey he's going to have.
Right.
And it's something that we have to protect as parents and try to normalize his life as much as possible. But I have to...
That's a challenge, I'm sure.
Yeah, but I can't normalize it fully.
Yeah.
I have to accept that. I cannot live in denial and say that he's a normal child. He's not. He's not going to, because he's not born into a normal family. How will he be?
And the fact that you're admitting it is great.
But you have to accept and acknowledge that.
Absolutely.
Because if you are going to live in denial, then it's going to be even more challenging.
True, true.
So I have to first accept that, bhai, it is not a normal setup. For example, all his parents, his friends' parents, they do 9 to 5 jobs. They go in the morning, they go for... He knows he's different. He knows that my parents don't do a 9 to 5 job, or my mother doesn't go to the office like my mother. So it's pros also with that. My mother is always available to pick me up and drop me to school. But my mother also goes away for 4 days to work and come. So it's different. He understands he's different. He asked me once, I remember when he was 4, when he didn't really understand fame and all this. Now he understands it. And he asked me, how does everybody know your name is Sania Mirza and they come and ask you for a picture? So he asked me that, you know, as a 4-year-old, because he was not able to understand. And they do the same with him, with his father also. So for him, that's his normal. He didn't understand. He didn't understand normally just going into the mall and not giving a picture. So one day I see him and he's taking a picture with a stranger. So I was like, I have gotten all protective and I've like pulled him and I looked at the adult and I was like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, you know, you have to ask permission first. So I don't let him come in, you know, random pictures with strangers. So I came and I said, why did you talk to a stranger? He must have been 4.5, 5. I said, why did you talk to a stranger? He said, yeah, but you take photos all the time.
Oh my God.
So what I'm saying is that's his normal. How do I explain to a 5-year-old that you're not supposed to do that, but I'll do it?
Yeah, yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. So it's not going to be a normal life. You have to accept that.
Absolutely. You know, the fact that you said that, you know, this is a family of overachievers. See, eventually now he's just 7. He's going to be a teenager in the next few years, and you know it's going to sort of weigh down on him. You know, people are going to say, oh, your mom is Sania Mirza. You know, do you plan on sitting him down and having that conversation with him that, hey, listen, no pressure, you do what you do? You've had already.
I've had, because he put so much pressure on himself, because you know he thinks that sport is only played in one way. He thinks sport is played in full stadiums in the middle, with people cheering your name. Because that is his normal.
Right.
He has not seen sport being played in a backyard. He has seen sport only being... So when he plays football and he has matches on Sundays in the morning, he plays for a team in under 8. He's 6 and he plays for Juventus. He's good. Okay, he's good at football. But I don't tell him this on his face, you're good. I just say, you're okay. I just play it down. And he'll tell all my... Like, I have a cousin and a husband. So any family member... He wants to take everybody at 8 o'clock in the morning and he says, can you come watch me? Because then there'll be crowd to watch me. Because that's his normal. You understand? So that is why I'm saying it's very hard for me to constantly say that nahi, मैं इसको normal जिंदगी दूंगी. Normal, I can try to normalize it as much as possible. I can't this thing. So I've already had a conversation with him saying that it's okay to lose. You don't want to play a sport. Please don't play a sport. It's just that because he's born to
Right.
me, everybody assumes but the
He is-
odds are very small for that to happen, you know. It's very, very minute. I say, you don't want to play? No, I want to play sport. Okay. I say, but it doesn't matter if you lose. Then he'll come back and he'll say, I didn't score a goal today. I was like, it's okay. What is the big deal? So I just play it down. So I've already had an age appropriate conversation with him.
That's great. You know, lastly, Sania, tell me, this is like you're turning a podcaster, of course. Anything else? What's next? What do you want to do? Something that maybe you haven't done before?
I don't know. I love exploring and evolving. And when I stopped playing tennis, I honestly didn't think that I would be so fortunate to have the opportunity to do so many new things in life. Because, you know, the day that you retire, you feel like, oh my God, my life is over. This is what I've done for 30 years. Now, what am I supposed to do with my life? What should I do? Like twiddle my thumbs. And after that, I've had the opportunity to do so many unbelievably amazing things that I'm actually just looking forward to it. I just like wake up in the morning and I'm like, acha, aaj kya karenge? Like, it's like that. And I feel I'm so fortunate to still be young enough to say that I can still learn new things.
Yeah.
So this is something that is very new and something that I'm really looking forward to. And yeah, I don't know, you know, anything. Like, you know, I'm an entrepreneur. I didn't think I was going to be an entrepreneur, for example. So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. I hope the film offers are still coming to you.
Why do you hope that when I'm not taking them?
All right. On that note, thank you so much. And all the very best for serving it up with Sania Mirza.
Thank
Looking
you.
forward.
Thank you.